Not every NGO is a foundation. In fact, in Nigeria, a lot of non-profits mistakenly call themselves foundation, but they don't actually operate like one. If you're running, community programs, you're doing outreaches, fundraising from public or donors, and writing grant applications to run your activities, you are most likely a public nonprofit and not a foundation. Here's the real difference between a public nonprofit or an NGO and a private foundation, and why getting it right matters for your credibility, your structure, and your funding. One, what is a public nonprofit or a regular nonprofit, NGO, as we call it? Is an NGO that is public serving and impact driven. Here are some characteristics. It relies on donations, grants, sponsorship from individuals, corporate bodies, and donors. It usually runs community-based projects, advocacy, training programs, or humanitarian work. It's governed by a board of trustees and expected to be accountable to the public and its donors. So example is running free medical outreaches in rural communities funded by public donations or grants. Number two, what is a foundation or private nonprofit, as some may call it? Here are some characteristics. A foundation is mostly privately funded by an individual, family, or corporate entity. It's usually not open to public fundraising. It primarily gives grants, scholarship, or donations to support causes, individuals, or other organizations. It might run some programs, yes, but its main purpose is funding, not direct implementation. Example is a foundation that gives 10 million annually in scholarships, small grants, funded by the founder's company or some personal income. We can look at an example, which is Tony Elumelu Foundation, right? Number three, here are some key differences you should know about. For public non-profits, regular NGO, they receive public donations, that's grants, sponsorship. They run programs, trainings, and outreaches. They are board accountable and public facing and open to the public. They are also registered as incorporated trustees. While for private foundations, they are usually funded by private wealth or corporate endowment. They fund others or give scholarships. They operate with more internal control, that's limited external input. They rarely raise funds from the public. They also operate same legal form as a public nonprofit, but different financial model. Number four, why does it matter? So if you call yourself or you call your NGO a foundation when you're actually seeking donations, running public programs, you might end up confusing donors or partners. You create legal or tax complications. You may also damage your brand credibility. It's not just about the name, it's about how your organization functions. Number five, what should you do now? So review your organization structure. Are you really a foundation or a public nonprofit? That's a regular NGO. If you're already registered with foundation in your name, but operate as an NGO or public nonprofit, no problem. Just be clear in your branding and communication. Then focus more on what you do than what you're called. But get the language right when pitching to partners, donors, and funders. So getting these terms right improves your credibility, compliance, and clarity, especially when approaching donors. So if you need help restructuring your nonprofit or clarifying your identity, just send me a DM and let's make sure your organization is positioned correctly. So you can follow, share this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification for more expert guidance right here on the Change Makers Compass.